That is how a soul sounds when you want to escape the parameters of your situation. Let me hear it again. That's in that man sitting next to you. That's in that woman right behind you. That's in your sister to the left. That's what's going on in this choir stand back here. That's what's happening on the praise team. You may not see my lips moving, but my soul is saying,
this is the potter's touch.
greetings, brothers and sisters. I am so excited to have this opportunity, a revelation that God put in my heart, and I'm sharing in this book, a practical, pragmatic guide to unleash all of your inborn instincts. You have been pre-wired to accomplish certain things, to move into certain areas. You are best effective when you flow in the area that you are instinctively created to do. I share concepts that will help you to balance the importance of intelligence with instinct. While intelligence may load the gun, instinct pulls the trigger. And isn't it high time that you pull that trigger? I want to share some concepts with you. There's much more in the book than what I can share on the broadcast, but perhaps whet your appetite. I know a lot of you don't like to read, but you cannot lead if you do not read. Take a look at this. It will help you. Your instincts are calling you to move into a realm that your experiences do not validate. You haven't been trained for that. You don't have the right resources. You don't have the right money. You waited too late. You're too old. You're too short. You're too fat. You're too dark. You're too light. You're too bald-headed. Your nose is too wide. You can't do that. You don't have the background for it. You didn't come from the right side of the tracks. Your parents didn't raise you like that. You come from this. All of that is the cage that holds you in incarceration from going to the next level. But somebody's made up in their mind they want to go. Anybody want to go? But what are my options? Is my only option to either stay in the cage or leap into the wild? Because if I leap into the wild, look at what I don't have. I don't have the skills. I don't have the training. I don't have the background. I don't know how to hunt. I don't know how to fight. I don't know where to drink from. My instincts are calling me to what is organic and natural for me, but my experiences have not prepared me for the opportunity that stands in front of me. And so I stand here caught and betwixt and between two opinions. Something in me is telling me to go ahead, and something in me is telling me to stay back. Something in me telling me I can do it. Something in me says I better be careful. Something in me says break out into the wild and figure it out as you go. Something in me says if you go out of that cage, you're gonna die. This is all you know. This is where you came from. This is what you got. And I'm stuck between opportunity and abuse. If I stay in this cage, I will validate the abuse that has been perpetuated on me all of my life, and I suffer for your entertainment. I suffer for your entertainment. I suffer for your entertainment, bound by fear, and fear has torment. I'm in the cage, but I'm afraid to get out. It's not that I don't want to get out. I don't know how to get out. I'm afraid to get out. Last time I tried to get out, they caught me and brought me back. How can I get out? Am I talking for anybody in this room? And the real question is, there is something between staying and leaping. There is something between working your job and quitting your job and starting a business with no money. There is something between being single for 40 years and jumping into a marriage. This is about whatever your cage is. Everybody in here has a cage. It may be a spiritual cage. It may be a moral cage, it may be an emotional cage, but everybody in here has a cage. David says we were born in captivity. He says it this way, verbatim: we were born in sin, shapen in iniquity. We were born in the box. What do I do when all of my experiences validate my incarceration? And yet my instincts keep nagging me in this cage, saying there's something out there for you. I go to the bars, and I growl. I go back and look at it again, and I back up again. I go to church, Monday morning, Monday morning, I'm back in the cage again. Let me hear that roar again. Let me hear that. That's what's roaring down inside of somebody sitting next to you right now. That is how a soul sounds when you want to escape the parameters of your situation. Let me hear it again. That's in that man sitting next to you. That's in that woman right behind you. That's in your sister to the left. That's what's going on in this choir stand back here. That's what's happening on the praise team. You may not see my lips moving, but my soul is saying, and I came to church this morning not just to sing and dance and shout. I want somebody to show me how to get from point A to point B. Tell your neighbor, there's a lion roaring in me. I never thought I would still have it at 56. I never thought it would make it past 40. I never thought that my hair could be white and I could still be roaring down in my soul. But I declare unto you today, there is yet a... Shut that. Woo! Do you feel me? Do you feel me? Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Let the lion roar. I don't care how small you are, how tall you are, how soft you look, how feminine you may appear, but if you keep eating this word, all of a sudden you're going to get on. Touch 3 people and say, I gotta get out, I gotta get out, I gotta get out. I gotta get out. I can't stay in this bondage, this burden, this trauma, this abuse, this cave. I know you like to come look at me and bring your kids and throw peanuts to the wall, but this is my prison and I've got to get out. I gotta get out before the year is out. I said, I gotta get out before the year is out. Yeah. Any way I can, by any means necessary, whatever it takes. If I gotta go back to class, if I gotta go back to school, if I gotta live by myself, if I gotta be misunderstood, if you have to hate me, I'm coming out. Roar!
Still to come, on The Potter's Touch.
I want you to meet the inner lion inside of you that is roaring to get out. You are not Jacob. Your name is Israel. You have prevailed with God. I feel like I'm prophesying to somebody. I don't know who it is, but whatever they named you, you are not that anymore. May I tell you right now that this Sunday morning is a witness that your gate is open and your soul has escaped.
Discover the freedom of who you're meant to be. Greatness lies within following your instinct.
If you've got the instinct, if you've got the inclination, how do you expect somebody to value it enough, to invest in it enough, to get behind it enough if you won't expose what you got? You got to believe in what he put down inside of you. That's in that man sitting next to you. That's in that woman right behind you. That's in your sister to the left. You may not see my lips moving, but my soul is saying, there's a lion roaring in me.
Order Instinct today on CD or DVD when you call or visit tdjakes.org. The year's most highly anticipated event is here. The wait is over. The Woman Thou Art Loosed 2014.
I just love being here. It's exciting. The speakers are awesome. The lineup is incredible.
There's something you walk away with that you can't take from a DVD.
Things are happening. Lives are changing.
Being able to cut the cord of things that you've had in your past.
This is the life-changing event of the year.
And I'm so glad I did come here.
Definitely a movement.
Register today for Woman Thou Art Loosed 2014.
They don't take a lion that's been in captivity all his life and throw him in the jungle without process. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It can be a process. They introduce him to the wild for a few hours, they bring him back in and feed him. They introduce him to the wild for a few hours, they bring him back in, feed him. Gradually, they let him spend the night in the wild, they bring him back in the morning and bring him in captivity. Somebody is sticking their foot out. I'm not out yet, but I'm coming out. Yeah. I'm coming out. I said, I'm not out yet, but I'm coming out. It's not that I don't want to be immediately out, but I have to adjust to the world I want. I want it. Please don't think that my slowness is an indication of my lack of interest. It's just that I have never passed this way before. I want it. I long for it. I crave for it. I'm trying to get myself over to where you are. But I have never passed this way before. My past was abusive, but it was my normal. And I'm trying to get a new normal. Would you help me? Help me. Help me get a new normal. Help me. Would you help me? Help me. Help me get up on my feet. Help me get up on my feet. I always wanted to be over here with y'all, but I didn't know how to get from over there to over here. And I had to crawl out and cry out and stumble out and spend 3 hours out and 5 hours back and 5 hours out and 3 hours back. But I'm coming out. Even if I can't leap out. Even if I have to get out and then go home and cry all night. I'm coming scared, but I'm coming. I'm coming nervous, but I'm coming. I'm coming weak, but I'm coming. I have got to follow my instincts, even when all of my experiences say stay in the cage. I have a roar in me. Trembling in my soul. A sensitivity in my spirit that I belong in the wild. In the wild. The blue yonders. Not the cage. Not in prison. I belong over here. It may take a process. I may have to sleep over here and spend the day over here. Or spend the day over here and go to sleep over here. I may have to eat over here because I don't know how to hunt yet. I don't know how to hunt. I don't know how. I know it's embarrassing for me to be a big old lion and be as old as I am and not know how to do stuff that other lions know how to do. In fact, I'm embarrassed by your success because you're so good at something that I should be good at, but I don't know how to do because I didn't get what you got when I was growing up. So what I want you to get out of my first point of leaping, I want you to understand that you don't have to leap out. It's not all or nothing. You can come out in stages. You can be weaned out. I want you to understand that for many people, when all of your experiences were abuse, freedom is scary. Success is frightening. Love scares me to death if I never had it. If I have defined myself by the poverty or the ghetto I came up in, I like the idea of success, but the reality of it is intimidating. I don't know what to do in this environment. And I tried to stay in that one, but I can't stay there. I can't stay there. And isn't it funny how you can be sure that you don't want to go back, but you feel strange going forward? Because my opportunities can give me a set of possibilities that my experiences don't support. So even when I get a great opportunity, I'm afraid that you'll find out I don't know how to hunt. I don't know how to love. I don't know how to be professional. I got a degree and don't know how to be professional.
My God, my God.
I don't know how to be a husband. I don't know how to be a wife. I got the ring. What does this mean? They told me to say I do, but I didn't know what I did. Because my perspective of what to expect was based on the cage I came from. Transitions are important, and transitions are tough. It is not easy to go through the process without pain. Go to Genesis 32 for a minute. I want you to look at something. Genesis 32, 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? Who are you? Have you ever wondered who you are? Are you the one in the cage? Or are you the one in the wild? Are you slick like your mama, Jacob? Or like your uncle Laban? Are you slick like Laban? All of your kinfolks are sneaky, Jacob. And here God asks you, who are you? And he says, my name is Jacob. He says, I guess I am who they call me. Jacob means trickster. Just because somebody called you something, just because somebody said something about you or did something to you or took something from you doesn't mean that they get the right to define your destiny based on your history. Oh, this is good. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Thy name, oh, woo, it's gonna be hard. It's hard because I feel something. I'm trying to teach, but I feel something. Thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Say that with me. Thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Say it again. Thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Say it again. Thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Now, this time when you say it, instead of saying Jacob, whatever label they put on you, say it that time. Thy name shall be called no more broke, slow, inferior, intimidated, insecure, unreliable, selfish. You'll never be nothing. You're just like your daddy. You'll never get up. Nobody would ever want you. Nobody would ever love you. Hey, I got news for you. Thy name shall be called no more. You mean I am not defined by where I came from? No, you are Israel. There's a prince roaring in you. For the prince has our power with God and with men and has prevailed. Beneath whatever it is you're fighting, there's a prince roaring in you. That's why you couldn't stay in the cage. That's why I gave you a chance to get out. Because in the middle of the night, when you cried unto me, it sounded like roaring. It sounded like thunder. It sounded like lightning. It sounded like power. And I heard your roaring in the cage. And I brought you up on the mountain to tell you, you are not who they say you are. You might have done what they say you did, but you are not who they say you are. There is a prince in you. His name is Israel. I want you to get acquainted with him rather than to acquiesce to what they call you. I want you to meet the inner lion inside of you that is roaring to get out. You are not Jacob. Your name is Israel. You have prevailed with God. I feel like I'm prophesying to somebody I don't know who it is, but whatever they named you, you are not that anymore. May I tell you right now that this Sunday morning is a witness that your gate is open and your soul has escaped. Hey, I've got to stop right there. I've got more to share with you. I've got so much more I want to share with you. I'll be back in a moment.
Discover the freedom of who you're meant to be. Greatness lies within following your instinct.
If you've got the instinct, if you've got the inclination, how do you expect somebody to value it enough, to invest in it enough, to get behind it enough if you won't expose what you got? You got to believe in what he put down inside of you. That's in that man sitting next to you. That's in that woman right behind you. That's in your sister to the left. You may not see my lips moving, but my soul is saying, there's a lion roaring in me.
Order Instinct today on CD or DVD when you call or visit tdjakes.org.
Defeat is not an option, not on your watch. It's time to fight for the family.
For every one of you who's wondering, do I have what it takes for this season in my life? Fight back.
Let TD Jakes equip you to win the war for your house and build a legacy of faith. When you help us bless others with your gift of any size, we would like to give you I Dare You on CD.
When you complete each other, you take advantage of the differences in your position. Come on, tell me when to turn, tell me when to turn. Okay. See, I don't have to see it if she sees it. I don't have to know it if she knows it.
For your gift of $70 or more, we will give you the Fight for the Family series on DVD. But when your gift is $125 or more, also receive these unique faith-inspiring bookends and prayer cards. Just call or visit tdjakes.org today.
Your eye may be black and your teeth may be busted, but you look the devil in his eye and you say, baby, I'm still here.
The fight is on.
The year's most highly anticipated event is here. The wait is over. The Woman Thou Art Loose 2014.
I just love being here. It's exciting. The speakers are awesome. The lineup is incredible.
There's something you walk away with that you can't take from a DVD.
Things are happening, lives are changing.
Being able to cut the cord of things that you've had in your past.
This is the life-changing event of the year.
And I'm so glad I did come here.
Definitely a movement.
Register today for Woman Thou Art Loose 2014.
I've got to close. It's been a real joy to have the opportunity to think with you, to talk with you, to share with you. Not so much preach at you. I think that there are some things that you need to sit down and reason out. And as you reason them out, you unlock resources that are available to you that you haven't even tapped into. And many of us, other people see more in us than we see in ourselves. God, what are we missing? You need to check out the miracle of you and what God the Father placed down inside of you and how it is on a time release capsule for such a time as this. Take this word in, ingest it, and use it for God's glory, and do it instinctively.
This is the Potter's Time.